Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 76 of the Sports Test. Today, I am joined by a special guest. His name is Cactus Man. He is right here. He's a Lego minifigure. He's also a flashlight. So if you have epilepsy, I'm sorry.
He's just giving you epilepsy.
Also Cactus.
Yeah, you're just killing everybody's eyes today, I guess.
Yes.
We still haven't missed a week. This doesn't count. We missed Wednesday again. There was just a lot going on, but we're here on a Saturday.
Is that our longest hiatus? I think that's our longest hiatus. At least my longest hiatus, actually. Because you've missed a couple weeks, but like when we changed our show from like a day, like it was originally Friday, then we jumped to Wednesday? No, we jumped to Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, I think it was.
But we just had a double episode. So we went Friday, off day, boom, right?
Yeah.
And then when we went to, I guess we went to Wednesday, and that was 8 days. Then we had the one day that we had a Friday show, so it was 9 days. Is that right? I don't know. I can't do math, but that's okay. You're here. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? If you are here, my camera is ajar. If you're vibing, drop a comment in the chat. Say hello. Say what's up. You can drop your uSTADIUM username. I'll send you some points on the app. So, how's it going, Jack? I feel like
I can't complain.
That's okay.
It's what were you saying? Sorry.
I was hypothesizing. I don't know if I'd said that multiple times, but
anyway.
Jack, tell me how you're doing.
I can't complain. Dodgers beat the Braves last night, so
yeah.
That's always a good time.
That game was actually some cheese because there were before the Braves had like an onslaught of like bloop singles, they had 4 hard hit balls that had like a 400 plus expected batting average. One fell for a hit, Olsen's a double. Like Acuna laced one to Bellinger, but Bellinger's like great defensively, so it's like okay, really can of corn. And there were a couple like liners. It's like, man, if Turner or either Turner was like a foot like moved, great, but no.
Yeah,
Matt
it
Olson
is what it is.
Leads the majors in doubles. He's 29 entering tonight. So, thanks, Oakland. Freddy Freeman emotional return last night. That was really sad because I from what I've seen,
they chant for him too. It wasn't like they were not booing him at all, which is like super classy of the Braves fans. They were just
like I had this internal thing that for Freddy, I would like cheer for him the first time back, and then I would boo him the rest of the season because he's a member of the Dodgers. And then like after this year, it's like okay, yeah, you're Freddy Freeman, like you're gonna be the Braves Ring of Honor. Do the Braves do a Ring of Honor? You're gonna get your jersey retired in 10 years, 12. I don't know how long he's going to play, but and I obviously want him to retire as a Brave. And if he makes it to Cooperstown, I don't know. Maybe I want to see that Curly.
He has a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's first base are weird when it comes to this because you have to maintain that level of production, and it's like with Goldschmidt as well. Goldschmidt, Freeman. Like, yes, they've been great for a decade now, but you have to maintain that level of production because it's really hard to get in to the Hall of Fame as a first baseman. The only, like, since, like, 2000, Cabrera is an obvious and Pujols is an obvious. But both of them had, like, such declines that they went from no doubters to, honestly, the numbers aren't going to paint them, like, pretty, like, aren't going to paint the prettiest picture now. You know, after they've gone through this, like Pujols was a 100 WAR player a couple years ago. That's like the inner circle of inner circles. And Pujols has played so long. He's even on the Cardinals this season. He's stunk, but like playing into this year, you're like, yeah, you accumulate the home runs and the hits and the runs and all those, but it comes at the cost of he's not a 300 hitter anymore. You know, his OPS is down 100. It might be down to 100 points from his St. Louis days. Like it's just kind of sad. And you look at Goldschmidt and you look at Freeman. Those are the obvious. I guess Rizzo you could throw in there. Rizzo's a little bit younger, but you have. I don't know. It's kind of sad. So hopefully Freeman, Goldschmidt, guys like that continue to be excellent over their careers, and we can have Cooperstown conversations about them in the coming years. And also a fact check on the Pujols. With the Cardinals, oh, frick you for going back to the Cardinals and ruining everything. His first stint with the Cardinals, he had an OPS of 1,037. Since that, his OPS has declined by over 100 points. So he went from a top 5 or so hitter in the history of the sport. Like we're talking Trout, Gehrig, Trout, Gehrig, Williams, Ruth. Like we're talking that echelon, 170 OPS plus. Now he's in the 140s, which is still an obvious Hall of Famer, but it's just kind of disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for the getting sidetracked there.
Bit of a sidetrack there. Should we do some hot takes?
Yeah. Okay. He's 57th all time in OPS. Like that doesn't sit with me. When he was with the Cardinals the first time, he was top 12. It's Ruth, Williams, then Negro Leaguer, Bonds, Gehrig, Negro Leaguer, Trout, Hornsby, Mantle, Negro Leaguer, Dan Brothers, who is incredibly underrated, and Shoeless Joe Jackson, who should be in the Hall of Fame. You're talking Pujols is in that echelon of one of the greatest hitters ever. You are talking about him as perhaps the greatest right-handed hitter ever. Like if it's not Trout, if it's not Rogers Hornsby, it might be Pujols, but then sad. So, anyways, yeah, let's get into some hot ones. You know, I'm actually second on the takes leaderboard this month.
Dang.
I have won.
I am not. I need to like just start. I need to like jump up and like just get more active on takes. I need to like. I don't know why I haven't. I made a couple NHL award ones. So I think one hit, one didn't. We can talk about I guess we can touch on the NHL awards later.
All right. Pick a sport, and I will give you a take.
Give me a football one. I'm looking at all the football ones. I don't know.
This is from Zuko, Greg, friend of the show. I think he was on the 24 Hours live stream. He says, Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart will win the Heisman.
Sounds like a little bit. You're starting me off with a college one, so that's not a great look.
Yeah. Here's the thing. With these, like, pick the award guys, the way that takes functions, for now, it's always better odds to take the no on those sides. So, assuming it's not like Ohtani will win the MVP with a week left. Okay, duh. Like right now, if you made a take, Aaron Judge will win the American League MVP. Probably not a great idea to disagree with it, just because the value there is not strong. But if it was like preseason, Aaron Judge will win MVP, I'm going to disagree with that. Like, Judge is going to have a great year, but I'm going to disagree with that. I would disagree with Acuna. I would disagree with maybe not Soto, but Betts, Freeman, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Trout, whatever player, I'm disagreeing with that. But with the Heisman here, Jackson Dart, I'm not going to lie, I don't know a whole lot about Jackson Dart, but the problem is when you pick an individual name out of the hat, I will happily take the field. So I have already disagreed with the take. There's 5,000 points in the pot, 2 agrees, 3 disagrees. So if he were to not win the Heisman, I would walk home with a cool 1,700 points, give or take.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, pick another sport.
Hold on, I have another fun football one. So this is Vinny630 on the app. Cooper Kupp will have 2,000 yards this season. I don't know what he means by that. Like, do you mean like total yards or just receiving yards? I'm gonna think you mean receiving yards because I don't think he's gonna get that many rushing yards, but you never know. Jet sweep and whatnot.
I want to give you over under. He had 25.5 rushing yards last season. Do you think he was over or under that?
Over.
25.5.
I'm going with over.
I'm going to say under 25.5. Okay, he had 18. Wow.
18. Okay.
Wow. Actually, my over-under was right on it because
it was pretty close.
Yeah, he had 25 in 2018. He had 4 in 2019. He had 33 in last year, and then he had 18 in 2021. Huh. That's
so,
okay.
I think that I'm going to disagree only because, like, for one thing, not only is it like insanely hard to even get that many yards receiving, but there's also the fact that like the Rams have so many wide receivers already, even without like I could talk about OBJ.
Has Odell officially re-signed?
No.
Okay. Just patiently waiting.
I would love him to, and it seems like he's going to, but it's probably I don't know when that's gonna happen. It might not even happen. It might be like during training camp. Honestly, who the heck knows? But like even with guys like Allen Robinson, Van Jefferson, and then like anybody else that pass catchers that they
Ben
have.
Skowronek.
Oh boy, you're giving me PTSD.
Cam Akers.
Anyone who can catch a pass, it's like there's just so many different options for the Rams, and it's like it's gonna be really tough for Cooper Kupp to get 2,000. 1,000 shouldn't even be a question. If you would have said 1K again, like easy agree, but 2,000 I think is a little bit harder. He could come close. I'm gonna say more 1,300 range is gonna be my guess.
Okay, 1,300. That's probably not leading the league. Jefferson's probably around 1,500. Chase might be flirt with 1,500. So I have two questions for you. Gun to your head, rapid fire. First, where will OBJ be playing week 1?
Los Angeles.
All right. Hey,
the
Carrie,
Rams, by the way, not the Chargers.
That would be hilarious. Question 2, who will lead the NFL in receiving yards this season?
That's a tough one. Give me, I know you said gun to my head. I just need to think about wide receivers. Give me, this is tough actually. There's a lot of like huge name wide receivers that move too.
Just
like
patiently waiting. Come on, Jack. Jack, I'm not
Kupp
like a traditional. Like,
Kupp is low hanging fruit, but I
movie
might just
villain.
say Kupp just to get out of the whole like rapid fire thing.
Oh,
It's
my
tough.
goodness.
I would normally like say like maybe somebody like Tyreek Hill, because
That's
Tyreek,
a fun one actually.
but he like switched teams.
Waddle. Like I wouldn't be. Did Diggs win the receiving crown in 2020 with the new team?
Did he?
I
Oh,
think
I'm gonna
he did.
check
Did he?
that.
I'm pretty no. Was it? I don't think
I'm
it was
gonna fact check that
Adams
right
because
now.
Adams has been like a touchdown merchant.
Yeah,
which is
true.
obviously not a bad thing, but I don't know. I think it was Diggs that led the league in receiving in 2020.
Oh, it was Diggs.
Wow, there you
Okay.
go. Diggs sideline. Thanks for humiliating.
All right, you know what? Yeah, we'll go with Tyreek Hill. We'll have some fun.
That's
here.
a really fun answer. I also like Jalen Waddle there. AJ Brown could be fun in Philly.
I almost said AJ Brown, but I don't trust Jalen Hurts enough yet.
This is a valid point, but we also know that AJ Brown can create a lot for himself.
He can.
So
He can.
I have a stat for you. I would like you to hold onto your seat with both hands because this is about to get ridiculous.
Okay.
Devontae Adams twice, Tyreek Hill twice, Tyler Lockett twice, Jamar Chase, Gabriel Davis, Mike Evans, Aaron Jones, DK Metcalf, Cordero Patterson, Chase Claypool, Stephon Diggs, Tyler Higbee, and Robert Tonyan have more receiving touchdowns in an individual game than Kenny Golladay has total over the last 2 seasons.
That was a bit very complicated knock on Kenny Golladay. It sounds like.
Yeah. Do you know how many touchdowns he has in the last 2 seasons?
2.
That is correct. He is 2.
Oh my god, I got it right.
Gabriel
I
Davis
take
gets
a shot
4
in
in
the
a
dark.
playoff game. Look, I understand that Golladay is playing with the bottom 10 quarterback in Daniel Jones, and last year he had to play with Mike Glennon for part of the year.
Oh,
but
boy.
with all due respect, he needs to have more than 2 touchdowns in a 19-game span.
Yeah.
Actually, did you know that Calvin Ridley has in his last 19 games is 3,000 or 2,000 receiving yards?
And his last 90.
It's ridiculous. He
That's
is
wild.
unbelievably good. But just the suspension.
It's
Calvin.
a shame. It is such a shame that he did what he did.
Yeah, and you had the whole the mental health break. So first of all, I'm not bashing him for taking a mental health break. It just, from a statistical standpoint, stinks because I know he would have been super productive. I understand, but it's sort of the say if you're playing Madden, you can just turn injuries off. You can just turn that off. So I like when players play 17 games now. So yeah, so that's a bummer.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
do another take.
Pick a sport.
A few more. We'll go baseball.
All right, baseball. Let's see. We got a couple. We'll do rapid fire here. You tell me. I'll tell you the take. You tell me how hot it is. Halo Dad 22 says Angels will defeat the Mariners tonight.
Oh god, I don't have the hot take-o-meter in front of me right now, but that doesn't seem like too hot of a take.
Okay.
We're gonna
Take
go
Czar
around,
says
mid-tier.
Oklahoma will win the College World Series.
I don't even know what the status on that is right now, so I can't tell you.
Steve A says Max Fried will pitch 6 or more innings against the Dodgers today.
I'm gonna go with 6 exactly.
Okay. Nick Spano says the Braves will take over first place from the Mets by the 4th of July.
By the 4th of July. That's a small time span.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what their records are. Let me check the records.
It's a 5-game gap right now.
Oh, it's a 5-game. Oh boy, that's
it's tough, and it's like, okay, I guess maybe, but why would the Mets lose like 5 games in the next week and a half? Like,
you're saying they have to lose 5 games in this tiny little span. It's the 25th right now.
Yeah, like the Mets would have to lose at least 5 times in that stretch. And that's not even accounting that the Braves are playing the Dodgers right now. So like, there's a very real chance the Braves like split their next 2, and then the Mets have to lose 6 games. And guess who the Marlins are? The Mets are playing the Marlins today. So it's not like they're playing the 27 Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 more takes baseball. One from Splash. He says Joey Gallo will end the season with an OPS plus above 100. It is currently 85, I believe, and it's actually lower now because the Yankees got no hit today. Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. The New York Yankees recorded 0 hits today. They've been no-hit twice since 1958. They were no-hit once at Old Yankee Stadium in 2003 and once at New Yankee Stadium today. Jack, what team did both of the no-hitting? You went for the trash can.
I went for the trash can.
Wow. It is the Houston Astros. In 2003, they had a combined no-hitter at Yankee Stadium. This is an Octavio Dotel was pitching. Brad Lidge was pitching. A variety of other guys. They actually have the record for most pitchers used in a combined no-hitter. And then today, Christian Javier goes absolutely nuts. 7 innings of no-hit ball, obviously. 13 strikeouts. 8th inning reliever, and then 9th inning reliever. They get it done. They have both no-hitters at Yankee Stadium in the last 60-plus years.
I'm kind of like cracking a smile because I hurt my hand a little bit on the trash can. It's fine. It's fine.
Don't pull the buzzer off. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
All right. So that'll wrap us up for hot takes today. Shout out to Bo Bichette. He just went ding dong. You are watching episode 76 of the Sports Desk. I'm Splash. He's Jack. If you have any questions for us, feel free, drop it in the comments. We get to any and all questions. We'd be more than happy to talk. Jack is a huge hockey fan. I'm a huge baseball, football fan. Basketball exists. I watched the draft Thursday night.
I kept an eye on the draft.
I had to cover it for takes. Like you said, hey, do you want to pre-record something? I'm like, this is like the worst hour of the day for me.
I was like, hey, I actually have time today, and then you were like, I have to do the whatever the draft for takes.
Yeah, there's like 6 of them, so I finished them in like 5 minutes. It's like, oh hey, great. And there was one that was Russell Westbrook would get traded tonight. That eventually didn't happen. Obviously, Russell Westbrook is still a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. On the Lakers front, you've seen the news that like Kyrie Irving wants out of Brooklyn.
I don't want Kyrie Irving.
Okay, well, obviously, but did you know that Kevon Looney played more games this season plus playoffs than Kyrie has played the last 3 years?
That wouldn't surprise me though, especially considering like everything that's happened with Kyrie as of late.
Yeah, Kevon Looney has played 104 games in the last 3 years. Or this season plus playoffs. Kyrie's played 103 in 3 seasons. Not as good as the John Wall stat that Dirk Nowitzki has played more games since 2018. Dirk played 2 seasons. Wall, in theory, would have 5 seasons. John Wall is making $47 million a year to do practically nothing.
It's ridiculous what's happening with John Wall. Like I've seen his name come up a couple times too. Like
there's other stuff, but shout out to John Wall. Big shout out to John Wall.
Big shout out to John Wall. What a name too, honestly.
Yeah,
that sounds like somebody who would be really good at defense. How good is John Wall at defense?
He was a solid defensive player. Could be a little overrated. He's from what I watched, it's a bit of a kind of like a Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony thing that you think, oh, he should be an elite defender. And he has moments of being an elite defender, but he's not Gary Payton, right? He's not Michael Jordan. He's not Marcus Smart. Like he can do the thing, but he probably should be better at doing the thing. It's like Chase Claypool with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Although Chase Claypool claims to be a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
Ooh, that was spicy. He was like, I'm a top 3 wide receiver. I can think of like
30?
Can I think of 3 guys better than Chase? I'm pretty sure I can if I like saw a list. Of course I can. I'm kidding. There's Cup. There's Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. The list goes on.
I think you could go 30 deep on receivers that I'd take over Claypool. That's not even like better.
I think I need a list in front of me, but I probably could like.
Would you take Marquise Brown over Chase Claypool?
Yeah.
Would you take Hunter Renfrow over Chase Claypool?
Ooh. Maybe.
Would you take Tyler Lockett?
Yeah.
Would you take Allen Robinson?
Yes.
Galladay?
I don't know about Galladay, actually. That one's a more of an interesting one.
Would you take Cortland Sutton?
Maybe.
Would you take Michael Pittman?
Yes.
Would you
uSTADIUM legend Michael Pittman.
Would you take off an ACL Robert Woods?
Yeah, I would take off an ACL Robert Woods.
Would you take Brandon Ayuk? Same draft class.
Yeah, I'd take Ayuk.
Would you take Jarvis Landry nowadays?
Nowadays is a little tricky because he's been like in and out of the lineup and whatnot, so it's a tough call. I think a little bit in terms of like how he is nowadays, but like based on resume, yeah,
for sure. Would you take Michael Gallup over Chase Claypool?
Yes.
Would you take Curtis Samuel over Chase Claypool?
Yeah, I think I would, although we have yet to see how he play. We have yet to see how he plays with Carson Wentz.
This is a good point. He had 6 catches last year. He played the man. Okay, look, to his credit, he played 9 games with the redacted last year. He had 6 catches, 27 yards. It was very
not great. 6 catches in 9 games. That's really underwhelming. I feel like he has potential to do more than that.
Like, I agree, but at the same time, it's like you just drafted a receiver in the first round in Jahan Dotson. You drafted a receiver in the 3rd round last year, Diami Brown. You have a tight end that you like in Logan Thomas. And then you have Terry McLaurin, who you're probably going to pay because Terry McLaurin is the... Oh, shoot. He's the best receiver they've had since Santana Moss. I think that's pretty clear. I think he's better than Pierre Garçon. Although I do love Pierre Garçon.
He's been insane. Like, it's crazy how fast he came up out of nowhere. I love watching Terry McLaurin play.
Yeah, scary Terry.
He was responsible for 2 of my best tweets. So
yes, amen to that. He's responsible. He's one of like 4 guys that when they score a touchdown, it's the same push every time. It's Scary Terry, me scored Easy Men, Latavius Murray is L Train, Jonathan Taylor is J Train, and Nick Chubb is Chubb Train, and King Henry. I like using. I want the NFL season to return desperately.
I miss doing tweets.
Yeah,
like the highlight tweets and stuff. Those are really fun.
I do not miss seeing Uno pop across my screen because I do have notifications from the Cincinnati Bengals on. I never want to see that again.
I never want to see.
At least it's against the Ravens.
Which one would you never want to see against your team?
Ooh. I don't like
Uno. I don't.
Yeah, just the long Uno. Like, no.
I've missed out on an opportunity. We've missed out on like several Coop opportunities for Cooper Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a couple tweets with that, but
yeah, me score Easyman is the GOAT though.
That's you're never gonna unseat that one from the film. Right. That one's the greatest.
Actually, there was that one push I had. I remember Frankie screenshotted it, sent it to the group, was like, "This is what we want from pushes," and it was like Chef's Kiss. I forget who it was, but it was like Chef's Kiss. It was that was such a good push. I need to see if I can find it. We are way off track here.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about Mr. Gronk.
I have a Pop Funko of Gronk.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I don't want to grab it
I have
because there's
a
like 100 of
teammate
them.
of Gronk. I don't know where it is. I don't
Okay,
actually don't know where my
quick question.
bag is.
Have you seen Squid Game?
Yeah.
I have 2 Squid Game Pop Funkos I bought today.
Oh boy, I actually saw one in the store the other day.
I got Old Man and I got Ollie. So exciting times there. Yeah, so Mr. Robert Gronkowski, affectionately called Gronk for his entire career, is hanging it up for the second time. He's deciding to not come back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There is a take on the uSTADIUM app if you think he's going to play this year. You can
because like his agent was like talking about how he wouldn't be surprised if Gronk pulled another 180. Like Tom Brady might just randomly ask him at some point in the middle of the year, "Hey, do you want to come back?"
Yeah, it'll just take a month off and chill out, but then like he comes back in mid-July or mid-August.
We're having these conversations already. Like the NFL has literally tweeted the same Gronk spike graphic where he's like the ball has already been like spiked into the ground and like it has all the Super Bowl logos that he's won and he's walking off into the sunset. They had to change it to add 4 Super Bowls because it went from 3 to 4 after 55. Mm-hmm. So I feel we're gonna see that graphic a third time, maybe. Who the heck knows?
Will there be a 5th Super Bowl on that graphic?
No.
That would. Oh man, bro! Imagine
Gronk comes back mid-season and the Bucs win a Super Bowl.
Imagine being able to tell like your grandkids you won 5 Super Bowls.
I mean, Tom Brady. To be fair,
there's 2 guys in the history of the sport that can do that. Charles Haley won 5, and friggin' Brady has 7. Brady has 7 Super Bowls. He was stuck on 3 for the longest time. Like, I grew up. I was like 3 when he won his 3rd ring. I was about to turn 14 when he won his 4th. Like, the Brady dynasty thing was so bizarre to me because for like years they didn't win. They choked in the Super Bowl twice. They choked to the Ravens in 2020. There's like, what are this Patriots team? Are they really this, like, obviously they're winning 12 games every year, but it's like, are they actually that good? It's like they haven't won a Super Bowl in at the time 10 years, and then they have the crazy comeback against Seattle. They win a 5th in 2016. They win a 6th against your Rams. That was unreal. And they're still making the playoffs now.
That one sucked. That one sucked, man. It was you can't even like blame Brady for that one because that one was like such a defensive showdown.
Mm-hmm.
We did eventually get redemption, so I'm like not too bitter about it, but it would have been nice to.
Yeah, I mean, you did beat the Bengals. I mean,
you're happy about that.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I was convinced the Bengals were winning the Super Bowl.
Oh jeez.
After they dropped their nuts on us week 7, I was like, this Bengals team is going to win the Super Bowl. And then they lose to the Jets on Halloween. It's like, really?
What a year for the Bengals.
Mike White beat the Bengals more times than.
Can you imagine what a Bengals fan's mindset would have been? Like by week, what was that? Week 5?
What?
Week 6, 7, 8? I don't even remember.
They beat the Ravens week 7. They lost the Jets week 8.
The Dodgers game is on Hulu. I don't have to get it off Crackstream.
Hulu has live sports.
Says Baker Mayfield, who may or may not be playing for the Browns next season.
Go Braves. Shout out to the Rangers.
What was I talking about before Rangers. That?
Wait a minute. Oh, okay, never mind.
A Bengals fan, like how they must have been felt. Whatever week it was, they lost to the Jets. Can you imagine being a Bengals fan? And then your team, you go from that to your team going to the Super Bowl. I don't mean to rub anything.
Swept by the Browns. Like that's an underrated thing. Like they got swept by the Browns. It's so bizarre.
What a weird. It just goes to show, like anything is possible in the playoffs.
This is true. They swept the Steelers. So the Steelers had a 9-5-1 record when they weren't playing the Bengals. They won basically 2/3 of their games. The Ravens were above 500 when they didn't play Pittsburgh or when they didn't play Cincinnati. Football is weird. We love it. Okay, so Gronk.
You know what?
Is Gronk the GOAT tight end? Yes or no?
I think so.
Because I think he is. You can make the argument for Gonzalez with the longevity, with like the extended peak, and with all the crappy quarterbacks he had to play with in Kansas City. But I think what Gronk brought on a per game basis is something we just haven't seen before. He was a terrific blocker, could move in space, could run routes, and he always felt like he was open. It's like that Jason Witten disease that it doesn't matter that Gronk's kind of on the slow side. He was just always open, right? And he's so physical. And look, Gonzalez is number 2. It's not like, oh, Travis Kelce. Gonzalez is 2. Kelsey's probably... Is Kelsey 3 already?
Ooh,
Like,
that's a good question.
Would you take Kelsey over like Ozzie Newsome, John Mackey, Mike Ditka, Shannon Sharp, Antonio Gates? That's tough. I think Kelsey should be in that conversation at least. I think Kelsey's a Mount Rushmore tight end.
Yeah, definitely.
Imagine a Chiefs 2 tight end set with Gonzalez and Kelsey.
That would be wild.
Yeah.
That would absolutely be wild.
The Chiefs that will, like, if you look at if you're building an all-time offense, is there any offense more fun than the Chiefs? Because you get Mahomes, you get like Priest Holmes, or Larry Johnson, or Christian Okoye, or Jamal Charles. Oh my! Oh, imagine Jamal Charles in this Chiefs offense. Now, not even the Hill offense. Jamal Charles oh my goodness, because that is such a dominant run blocking line with OBJ, Tooney, Humphrey, Smith, and Niang, or who's the other random? Oh my good. Actually, did you know that Lucas Niang and the other tackle that I can't remember his name, is it Mike Rummers? Not Mike Rummers, the other tackle. Oh my goodness, who's the other tackle? Chiefs tackles. This is going to bring up Tyrann Mathieu. Okay, great. Who's the Chiefs right tackle? Lucas Niang. Not exactly what I wanted. Because I know Lucas Niang, 3rd round pick out of TCU, opted out from the COVID season. Andrew Wiley and Lucas Niang had the same birthday.
Okay.
We are way off target here.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, I think Gronk is definitely, you have a very legitimate argument for tight end GOAT. So I don't know. It kind of feels to me like almost like a Brady thing. Like, I won't be convinced he'll retire until week 1 comes around and he's not on the field.
Even week 1 comes around. What's stopping him from coming back mid-season?
Yeah, it's like you have to wait for the whole season too. So it's like, it's just kind of
comes back during the play. Comes back during like halfway through the Super Bowl. He's
gonna pull an Eric Weddle. He's gonna come back to the playoffs. That was so weird.
Chargers legend.
That was so weird how Eric Weddle they were like, oh, we're short on safeties. Who are we gonna bring back? Let's bring back Eric freaking Weddle out of retirement. And he helps win them a ship.
Pretty good during the playoffs.
He was.
I think he had the highest tackling grade in the playoffs. Could be wrong, but I believe
he tore his pec in the Super Bowl and was like, I'm going to go back into my retirement life just banged up.
Ouch.
He played through it though, so respect.
And this happens. So something else that we're playing through, new NFL uniform updates.
Oh, yes.
We have jersey porn up from Foxborough. The New England Patriots have unveiled their red throwbacks. They're going to wear those throughout the season.
Give me 1 second. I put up the Saints helmet first, but let me do the Patriots one.
Big dubs for the New England Patriots. Are they a scumbag organization? Yes. Do they have great jerseys? Yes, as long as they're in red. But actually, I do like the Color Rush jerseys. They just wore the Color Rush as their homes.
With the Pat Patriot helmet and everything, by the way.
Yes. Yes, this is S tier jersey territory. They're built different.
Yeah.
I always, when I play Madden, Patriots are always wearing red.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I mess with the Patriots uniforms. I don't think there's any opponent who in Madden whose uniforms I mess with more than the Patriots. I have had them actually wear before. You know that uniform where they had like those drop shadow numbers? that were in like
Vaguely?
this word art font, and they had like these giant Patriot logos on the shoulders.
Oh yeah, like mid 2000s or
Something like
mid
that.
90s, yeah, mid 90s, like
Mid
when they went to the Super
90s.
Bowl in the past.
I
Like
think it
in
was
Packers.
Brady's first uniform that he wore for New England. So
Okay, so like 96 to 2001, like
yeah,
Vinatieri era Patriots.
I've had them wear those on Madden an ungodly amount of times.
Fair.
So, but yeah, no, these throwbacks are very solid. I'm glad to see that they're
Cheers.
back in the fold.
Dogs.
Yeah, we'll give it the W. And then another new uniform update. This one's more new, but I'm actually a huge fan of this. I don't know why.
Really? I've heard Saints fans aren't a big fan of this jersey update or jersey
Not a
helmet
jersey update. It's should we make the logo on a helmet joke? I don't think we should do that, but
man.
there it
Hey,
is.
uSTADIUM merch coming soon.
There you go. Here's the
Wait a
thing.
minute. All of those are fleur-de-lis?
Yes. I don't know why, but I'm actually a huge fan of stuff like that. Because like it like from a distance, it can look like a stripe, and then you zoom in close and like you see all the little like fleur-de-lis. I honestly think it's a nice touch, and I think it's a good option for the Saints to like experiment a little bit. We don't know how many times a year they're gonna wear these, but like why not have a black helmet? It feels like one of those like you might as well at least try it. It's a prominent color in their color scheme. Like they have all black uniforms a lot.
Okay,
Give it a try.
I'm not a big fan. I think it almost looks like, you know, when we rank like not alternates, but like when other people make jerseys that aren't official, like unofficial alternates.
Yeah, like your Ravens jersey.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that either like you either love it or you hate it, but it's actually going to be on the field. I don't know. It's fine. I would have it more towards the bottom. And yes, it is logos on a helmet.
Logos on a helmet, we should say.
Oh, goodness.
I guess it feels kind of like one we'll also have to wait to see how it looks on field. I know that the Eagles are doing black helmets; those should look really good. They have a new word mark too. I don't have a picture of that yet. But...
That was a disaster.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not a graphic designer by any means. I make some crappy thumbnails, but the Eagles, they might need to hire me. With all due respect.
Yeah, that just oh boy. That looked like something that was made in word art.
Word art is a great invention, though, but
it
not
was.
great.
I enjoyed using it in school. So
you know what I don't like? This is a bit of a side note. I don't like that I can't get like fonts for individual teams. Like I can't get,
yes, I want those so bad. I want like team
if I
fonts.
wanted, I don't know, Atlanta Braves font. There's not an Atlanta Braves font. There's not a Baltimore Ravens font. I can't just like type in random. I can't type Pittsburgh Steelers in Ravens font for the irony.
I have a Saints font.
Really?
I think I have a Saints font. I don't know what.
I'm sure there's some that you can like make, or
there's some that you can like find on the interweb somewhere. There are people that have them, but not every team has one, and it's like that can be really frustrating at times. Like I just want a team's font, and
yeah, like I want to, like when I make thumbnails, I want like if it's Bengals colors, I want the correct Bengals colors, right? I want the correct Ravens colors. Go Ravens! I want the correct insert team. I want the correct colors. So that's important to me because I think it makes a 1% difference. So no fonts.
There you go.
Shame.
Okay.
Speaking of no fonts, I don't know how I'm going to transition this. The writing is on the wall in Brooklyn.
There
Kyrie
you go.
Irving and Kevin Durant apparently won out. Apparently, there's like rumors going around that Westbrook could be traded for Kyrie. I don't know why the Nets would do that.
I don't know why the Lakers would do that.
There are real odds for Kevin Durant joining a team other than the Brooklyn Nets. One popular team is the Memphis Grizzlies, actually. That's a fun one. Miami Heat are usually at the top of the list. The Lakers, of course, as always, they're involved. I'm sure the Warriors are in the 20-1 or better. The Washington Wizards are in there. So I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
Rapid fire, here we go. First, will Kyrie play another game with the Brooklyn Nets?
No.
Will Kevin Durant play another game with the Brooklyn Nets?
Yes.
Who, I guess this is a pretty self-explanatory question, who is more likely to get traded or not be back with the Nets?
Kyrie.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Kyrie's out.
I think I tend to agree with you. How do you even trade for Kevin Durant? Like, there's no equivalent value for Kevin.
If you're the Warriors, you get him back somehow.
But their picks are valuable, and they don't have tons of picks.
Yeah, I'm just making a joke, but I would hate it so bad.
Okay. What we're going to walk into Sam Presti's brain, because he doesn't have one at the moment. But Sam Presti, if Sam Presti had a brain, I don't like his draft. If Sam Presti had a brain, how many first-round picks would you give up for Kevin Durant to come back to Oklahoma City? They have a lot. They have like 27 first-round picks in the next 6 years.
Jeez, you'd have to give up quite a lot. I don't know if I can place a specific number, but if you have that many, like you might, and like you have a chance to get Durant back, I have a feeling like you might be willing to part with quite a few if you have like a real chance to build around him and build a competitive roster.
Okay, as of 2 weeks before the draft, they had 38 picks in the next 8 drafts. 19 firsts, 19 seconds. Wow. Okay. This is until 2029. First, second, second, first, second, second, first, second, 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 first, second, second, first, second. Really?
Yeah.
But the problem is either the picks are from other teams that aren't probably going to be bad. Like they have like the 2024 Clippers first round pick. Actually, they have the 2023 Clippers first round pick and the 2024. But they also have the Houston pick in 2024. So Houston could still stink. The Clippers are probably going to not stink next year, or in 2024, or in 2025, or in 2026. Boston 2025 second. That's probably not a great pick. So the problem with draft picks in the NBA is that there's so few elite talents every year in the draft that if you're the Nets, you want lottery picks for these guys. But the problem is, how many of those picks are going to be lottery picks? And if you trade for an actual Thunder draft pick, the Thunder have Kevin Durant, at least for the next couple of years. So unless you're going way out in the future and projecting like Kevin Durant to fall off the face of the earth, I don't know. So what team do you think is the least likely to trade for Kevin Durant?
Least likely?
Probably Boston, right?
Yeah, Boston. I don't think Golden State will. That was more a joke, if anything.
Let me pull up the odds. Kevin Durant new team odds. I could definitely see him finding a way to the Western Conference. Okay, the Suns are plus 15, or at the time were plus 1,500. Wow. Okay. So this is from LarryBrownSports.com. The Heat are plus 250. The Grizzlies are plus 400. The Hawks are plus 450. The Suns are 5-1. Clippers are 5.5-1. The Knicks are 6-1. The Blazers are 7.5-1. The Thunder are 8-1. The Lakers are 12-1. The Warriors are 14-1. Interesting.
Has the idea of Westbrook for Kyrie been like has that gained any like real traction?
I don't believe so.
I hope it doesn't happen. If you're the Lakers, you don't need him. You don't need to make that move.
I think the Lakers should make that move if available, but I think you'd have to give up more with Westbrook. This is and
it's like the Lakers have.
The Lakers don't have much draft capital, do they?
To me, the Lakers
issue there too, because
they have a roster, in my opinion, that you need to try again with these guys. I feel like they were injured a little too much last year.
How many of
which
them do
could
you
be
think
for-
qualify for senior discounts?
At least 3 of them apparently. So
Mhm. How
But
long
yeah,
do you
I
think
think-
LeBron plays?
I think he goes until 45. I think he pulls a Tom Brady and goes until 45.
Whoa! What? 45?
Yeah.
Bro,
I think
he's not even 40 yet.
Yeah,
He
I
would
know,
turn
but it's like
45 in freaking 2029.
he just doesn't quit. Like he's literally the Tom Brady of basketball. Maybe
Oh my
without all the 7 rings, but like you see the numbers he's putting up when he's playing well. It's just like, how is he doing this
Bro,
at this age? And he just
LeBron-
doesn't slow down.
LeBron
That might be a hot take. I
averaged-
don't care. I think he goes until 45.
LeBron averaged 30 points per game in his age 37 season. Bro.
You can see that's my proof right there.
Oh my goodness gracious. He isn't even 38 yet. So you're telling me, okay, hear me out.
I don't know necessarily he's gonna keep it up until 45, but I think
Bro.
he plays until 45.
If LeBron plays to age 45, we would have 4 decades of LeBron James playing NBA basketball.
Oh my lord.
Playing the 2000s, playing the 2010s, 2020s. He turns 45 years old on December 30th, 2029, which means, assuming he plays in his age 45 season, LeBron James would still be in the NBA in 2030. 2030!
Oh
Wow. The sad part is he can't win a title in 4 different decades like Tim Duncan did. Or 3 different
Unfortunate.
decades like Tim Duncan. I guess he could. He could.
He could.
Because
He kind of could.
Duncan won in the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. So we are in the, I guess it's in all likelihood not going to happen because he would have to play 8 more years. That's the tough part.
That's a little wild. I know it's a bit of a spicy
8
take, but I mean,
years.
hey,
Wow.
you've given me so like I just have to put his birthday as like the expiration date, and like I can put like 1,000 points on it or something.
LeBron will still be playing on
LeBron will be playing by 45.
LeBron will play a game on his 45th birthday.
That one is schedule dependent, but
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh no. Imagine if you like made a take and it was like LeBron James will play on Christmas 2029 and he gets like traded to like the Hornets or something. Or he gets traded mid-season.
he gets
Imagine
traded mid-season
trading
to a team that
LeBron.
doesn't play on Christmas.
Hey, guess what team actually did trade LeBron James?
The Cavs.
Yes.
Not surprising.
Sign and trade. Oh my god.
He was
I'm
on the
gonna read
Cavs
this.
twice, so it's like
I'm going to read this trade. Traded by the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Miami Heat for a 2011 second-round pick, a 2012 second-round pick that became Jay Crowder, actually, a 2013 first-round pick, and a 2016 first-round pick. Cleveland also received a trade exception for Miami.
interesting.
Wow. That's actually crazy. That you trade perhaps the greatest player to ever lace it up for 2 seconds and 2 firsts and a pick swap in 2012, but the Cavs stunk. Miami had the great pick. Wow.
You think about that, and it's like compare that to look like what happened when Wayne Gretzky got traded in hockey. Like they traded, the Kings had to give up like what? I don't know.
You want me to read that trade off? Also, fun fact on LeBron's
I'm gonna read it off.
basketball reference page, there is a frequently asked questions tab. I've never seen it on anyone else's on any other sports reference site.
I want to read off this Gretzky trade. I want to find it. I don't know where to find
All
it,
right,
but
I got the
will find it.
Gretzky trade. Are you prepared for the glut of names here? Oh my god, there's so much bold text on Gretzky's page. And hockey doesn't even have that many things to be bold. Like he's the all-time leader. Here we go. This is a list. Gretzky, all-time leader in NHL goals, assists, points, goals created, even strength goals, shorthanded goals,
Okay.
hat tricks, assists per game, points per game, not first in goals created per game, first in adjusted assist, first in adjusted points, first in adjusted goals created, first in total goals on ice for, first in total goals on ice against. That's probably not a great thing to be first in. First in offensive point shares. First in point shares. So this is the Gretzky trade.
Wait, what was it? First in goals against?
Yeah. First
So
in,
I think what that means is first in like he was on the ice least for goals that he.
No. Like he was on the ice. Wayne Gretzky was on the ice for 2,286 of his opponent's goals.
Okay. Probably not. Yeah, you're right. Probably not a great thing to be first in.
No. Okay.
Okay.
So
I got the
Gretzky
trade.
was traded twice. August 9th, 1988. Oilers to Kings. He was traded with Mike Kay and Marty McSorley to the Kings for a first-round pick in 89, a first-round pick in 91, and a first-round pick in 93. And Jimmy Carson, not that Jimmy Carson, and Martin Gelinas.
So it was Gretzky, McSorley, and Krushelnyski. I believe that's how it's pronounced. That's my attempt at it, at least. I probably butchered that.
One-time Cup winner, Martin Gelinas.
Gelinas. I don't know how to pronounce that. Also, $15 million in cash went to the Oilers.
Wow.
So, there you go.
I wish I had $15 million in cash.
And Canadians still rage about this trade to this day.
For good reason.
For good reason, but still. Anyway, we should probably move on a little bit here. We were supposed to talk about...
Here's the Kings to the Blues trade. A 5th-round pick, a 1st-round pick, and 3 players.
He played 18 games for the Blues, and then ended his career with the Rangers.
Wow. That is
just a wacky time for him to play like 18 games with St. Louis, and then it's like...
Yeah, I believe the iconic playoff series against the Red Wings. Although the Red Wings did not win the title in 96. Okay. Wayne Gretzky. It's almost weird that he only won 4 Stanley Cups. It feels like he should have won like 12.
You would think he should have won like 5 or 6, but he just...
And he only won
a lot of years where he couldn't get it done. I'm so disappointed. Like, I guess disappointed is the wrong word, but it's like, I think about the time that he spent with the Kings. He should have won a Stanley Cup or 2 with the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not upset about that because that would mean that like I would not have gotten to watch their first title in 2012. So like,
yeah, there's something.
Pluses and minuses. Speaking of hockey, by the way, there's a little series going on right now called the Stanley Cup Final.
It's really Lord Stanley, eh?
Lord Stanley's Cup.
Is he flat?
What?
Is he flat?
Splash. That was
deep cut there. Flat freaking Stanley.
Read Flat Stanley if you haven't already. Seriously.
Okay, frankly, if you're watching this show and you don't understand a Flat Stanley reference, you are probably way too old for it.
Yeah.
It's like you know how like video games or TV shows are like rated M for mature or rated NC-17 or whatever. Flat Stanley is the opposite. It's like if you're under the age of 12, you can read it, but if you're over the age of 12, like it's taboo. You have to, if you're like 16 and you look at Flat Stanley, you have to clear your browser. But if you're like 11, it's fine.
Anyway, Stanley Cup Final. So the Avalanche last night was game 5.
The Battle of Natural Disasters.
An opportunity to clinch it in game 5 against the Lightning, and they were so close. I wouldn't say choke because the Lightning led the game twice, but Tampa Bay ended up scoring late. I think there was like under 7 minutes left in the game.
Was it Palat late?
Palat. It was Palat that won. It was the eventual game winner. Colorado was actually putting on some really good pressure in the last few minutes, but then they took a penalty with like 2 minutes, just under 3 minutes left. They took a penalty, and all their momentum went gone.
It'd be like that.
Now Tampa Bay is back in the series. It's 3-2. They're going back to Amalie Arena in Tampa Bay, Florida. Avalanche still lead the series 3-2. They can win the Stanley Cup with just one more win and deny the Lightning the three-peat. So
wait a minute. The Avalanche got a too many men on the ice penalty with 2 minutes 43 seconds left in a playoff game in a Stanley Cup final, in a closeout game of the Stanley Cup final.
Although this is what the debate was, because apparently when they won game 4 in overtime, it turned out that there might have been too many men on the ice when that happened too. So
Shocker.
I guess this is retribution. I didn't see it. It didn't
Are we
look like
calling
too
them
many
cheaters
men.
now? Like, are we like trash can banging the Colorado?
I'm not trash can banging the Avalanche because I think like too many men is a very subjective call, because you have to realize like a lot of the times it happens because like a player who is going on for a line change, who's leaving the ice for a line change, will like, or no, who's getting on the ice for a line change will like get on like right as the player who's coming off, like before they touch the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to be like really sharp about when you step onto the ice. So it can be like a really subjective thing sometimes, because like the ref will have to determine like how close was the play to the benches where like that would actually have an effect on the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like sometimes that might not even matter as well. It's I don't know this full rule. You just don't. All I know is just don't have 6 skaters on the. You need 5 skaters on the goalie. Don't have 6 skaters in the goalie. So it's just.
Are you sure you don't want to try the 2 goalie strategy we talked about last week?
Can you imagine if they tried that?
Oh my goodness.
The funny thing is, I don't know if there's a rule that makes that illegal either.
I'm gonna look it up.
There might be. There should be.
Can you play 2 goaltenders?
It's weird because, like, for example,
okay, they're only allowed to have 1.
You know how in soccer, like, if you need an emergency goalie, like a forward can go and like play goalie.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
What'd you find?
This is from sports.stockexchange.
What does it say? Don't keep us in suspense. He's keeping us in suspense, folks.
Okay, so apparently you can have 2 goaltenders on the ice at once, but it has to be for a line change.
You can line change goalies? That's a thing? What? You can just randomly line change your goalie?
That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Why would you do that? Unless he's like hurt.
Oh my goodness. In 2015, there was a New Jersey high school team penalized for playing 2 goalies.
Jeez. The rule is like you have to like blow the play dead when a goal, like if you're about to sub a goal, or like if like a goalie's having an issue with their gear or something weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
we almost broke hockey. I guess chances are.
I can't believe that's a rule. Like you're allowed to line change a goalie.
Yeah,
I know you're allowed to sub them out between games or like between goals, but like technically what that means is like you're allowed to like hockey's the only sport that lets you make substitutions on the fly, like mid-play.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically by that rule is saying you are allowed to take like in the middle, like while your team has the puck in the attacking zone, you're allowed to take your goalie out and put the backup in, just like that.
Huh.
For one, that's stupid because like the backup goalies sometimes need to get warm-ups in, or like when you'll see like an e-bug, for example, they'll get like a few minutes of warm-up time beforehand. So it's, oh boy, that is so wild.
Oh my goodness. This is on Reddit. Could a team take out an offensive player and have 2 goalies playing at the same time? Yeah, you can, but only if you have one sit on the shoulders of the other one.
We're like getting into like all the hypotheticals.
Okay, can you have 2 goalies in soccer? There must be 1 goalie on the soccer field at all times. Okay, that's fine.
Anyway,
that's actually funny.
It's funny that we talk goalies because like the goaltending battle is kind of, I feel like, what's winning and losing the games in this series for both of these teams. I think that.
Okay, if you were allowed to play multiple goalies, first of all, would you ever consider having more than 2 goalies?
More than 2. No.
Imagine you have 5 goalies.
5 goalies on one side. First of all, if you allow a goal, a goal with 5 goalies, you should quit the league.
Imagine that.
Like you should literally like tell the NHL, hey, we should not be a team anymore after what we just did.
Just disband immediately. Imagine a team
Do
just
what the Cleveland
6
Barons
goalies.
did and become part of the Minnesota North Stars.
Bro, 6. That is actually hilarious. We're over the hour mark. We're getting delusional here. Okay. If you were allowed to play two goaltenders, do you think teams would just take a 1-0 lead and play 2 goaltenders the rest of the way? Or do you think teams would play 2 goaltenders all the time and just not allow a goal in the first place?
I think that you have to play for the lead first in hockey. Because, like, it doesn't matter how many times you score, or, like, I guess, like...
You can't lose if you don't allow a goal.
Yeah, you can't lose if you don't allow a goal, but, like, that's what I was thinking, but then, like, that also gives logic to picking the second option. Because with 2 goalies, you're less likely to give up a goal.
And
so
there's kind of like a back and forth here that if the other team comes out with 2 goalies, you can say, hey, we can have an extra skater, essentially be on the power play the entire time. Or do you match them? Or do you say, hey, we're going to put 3 goalies in? You're just not going to...
The hypotheticals are too real right now.
I don't actually think more than 2 goalies would make sense. I think 2, maybe you could justify 2 and you'd probably block
2 on 1 net is overkill.
Really?
It feels like you'd have to make the net bigger, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
That's in hockey, at least. If we were talking like soccer, for example,
imagine you
I
had
think
2 soccer goalies and they both dive to the middle.
That would
like
look
you have
bad.
One guy like obligated for the left side and one guy obligated for the right side, and then they both dive towards the side. That would be rough.
Yeah.
That would
be a Scott Sterling moment.
You would get it. Yeah, you get like a de facto second goalie when you have like players blocking, kinda. So
yeah,
defenses really should never allow a goal because you, in theory, should be able to block every shot.
It's such a big net in hockey too, or in soccer too. So
soccer's harder there because like you're not gonna save a ball out of the top corner.
Yeah,
or if you're like jumping, you're not gonna just like head the ball away. Ugh. Imagine like taking a rocket to the face. That sounds like just not fun.
This is why I never want to play goalie in any sport. Like I've never considered it.
At least you get a helmet in hockey.
Yeah. Still would hurt though.
This is factual. You know what else hurts?
What hurts?
Your beloved Los Angeles FC got Gareth Bale today.
Yeah, that's... Oh, boy. It's funny, too, because I actually had no idea that happened. Like, somebody messaged me in, like, this soccer chat that I'm in, and they were like, LAFC has to win a trophy or 2 now. And I'm sitting there like, where did that come from? Like, I'm completely oblivious to the signing.
That's
so
random.
I'm sitting there like, why would you randomly say that? Like, why would they just like, it feels to me like they're going to choke again. It's in their DNA. And then I actually check uSTADIUM and I'm like, and I saw the post that said Gareth Bale is going to LAFC. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Did you know that I have a Gareth Bale jersey?
What team?
Real.
Figures.
Yeah. It's a pink, like, third alternate from, like, 2013.
Yeah. Right now, it feels to me like this continues to fuel the fire of the MLS as a retirement league chat, which I hate, but it's kind of true right now because it's like...
Bale's only, 33? Is he even that old?
How old is he?
I still think he can be a world-class player. He's 30... Okay, he turns 33 next month. Okay, props to me for getting his age within a month. Okay, continue.
I don't even know where I was going. I think freaking Carlos Vela stayed with them too. Carlos Vela's old.
Retirement league. Also, isn't someone coming to like Inter Miami?
Oh yeah, wasn't that? It was talks of Messi going to Inter Miami.
He's still going to be with PSG this season. I
don't think that's happening. I don't trust in it happening. That would be a fun FIFA simulation though. Playing as like.
How many goals would prime Messi score in MLS in a season? Would he score 2 goals a game? Because he can clearly score 1 goal.
He's a goal per game player, we'll say.
Would he score 2 goals per game in the MLS? Prime Messi.
Probably, honestly.
Would he? Okay. Would he?
I think you're potentially looking at it because like my logic with this is you look at what Zlatan did with the Galaxy. He was like what 37 playing for them, and he scored 50 goals in 2 seasons.
Most goals in MLS season. Okay. So Josef Martinez has. Oh my goodness. Okay, Carlos Vela had 34.
In what year? Last year?
2019.
19.
Ooh, okay. MLS statistics. Most goals by a player per game.
You also have to look at too, by the way, like
the Dallas Burn. I forgot that was the old name of the FC Dallas. And also the New York Metro Stars.
Who are now the New York Red Bulls, because Red Bull is in literally everything these days.
Red Bull gives you wings. Tampa Bay Mutiny, that's a throwback. Mamadou Diallo had 2 4-goal games about a year apart. Both for the Galaxy. One of them they drew. How do you have a guy score 4 times and you still don't win? That's actually out there.
Yeah, that's a little wild. My thing with this, with him going to LAFC specifically too, is like they're injury prone like crazy. I remember watching their US Open Cup game against the Galaxy. Vela got hurt in like the opening 10 minutes. And then he got subbed out, obviously, because he was hurt. And 30 seconds later, his replacement gets hurt. Okay, they're going to have more options.
In MLS history is 171. Chris Wondolowski. Wow, Giovinco had 13 free kick goals in 4 seasons. That's actually
I hate thinking about this, man. It's like it's kind of like their first big name player that they have that LAFC has gotten ever since Vela, and it's like
wait a minute,
maybe they can.
Carlos Valderrama played in MLS. What?
Jeez,
I didn't know that.
So my thoughts on this are like maybe like they actually have a chance to win something now, but it's like I still don't know if I trust them, because like that's kind of like what they're known for. Is you look at what they had in 2019. I think 2019, before what the New England Revolution did last year. In 2019 LAFC, that team was like one of the great at the time. I think they had the greatest regular season in MLS history. Like they were playing on rookie mode. They were far and away ahead of everybody else, and they don't even make it to MLS Cup. And then that same team, they qualified for the CONCACAF Champions League. They lost on a last-minute goal in the final. So, like, all of this, it consistently been with LAFC, all this talent, all these, I wouldn't say huge name players, but, like, big name for MLS players, we'll say. And an empty trophy case still.
It'd be like that.
So, like, you just kind of have to wait and see what's going to happen. The joke that I made immediately when it happened was, I guess he wanted to lose at Dignity Health Sports Park really badly because LAFC still have not won a game there.
Wait a minute. Seattle's never missed the playoffs?
Seattle is kind of an insane team.
Oh, through 2020. I don't know if they missed it last year.
No, they did not miss it last year. They definitely didn't miss it last year. Didn't they?
Okay, the Tampa Bay Mutiny had 14 points in a season. Really?
Is that like all-time worst?
Yeah, that is all-time worst. Yeah. New England has the record 73 in 2021. They had 22 wins, 7 draws. Yeah, 7 draws. Wow. Nashville. Oh, okay, that's a typo. Because they clearly can't have 18 ties in a season, the same season twice. Okay. The Metro Stars lost 25 games in a season. That's impressive. Wow. LAFC in 2019 had 85 goals. LA Galaxy in 1998 had 85 goals. Tied for third is 74 goals.
MLS is underrated, but like the retirement league thing, I feel like is kind of what's knocking it down a peg. Because like you watch it, and it's actually really pretty entertaining to watch a lot of the time.
FC Cincinnati scored 12 goals in 2020. Granted, short season, but wow.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. So FC Cincinnati has the worst goal difference in league history and the second worst goal difference in league history.
Yeah, they were not great in their first
Chivas
few.
had 3 years in a row they were bottom 10 all time. That's not good. Wow, LAFC is the best season ever. LA Galaxy scored 11 goals in a game once.
When was that?
Oh, nope. Strike that. They scored 8 goals in a game once. They had an 11-goal overall game. They scored 7. Colorado scored 4.
We're basically going on an MLS tangent now.
Yeah, there have been 4 7-goal wins. Because the point here was, I was thinking, so the record for most goals in a season is Carlos Vela, 34. These teams play 38 games a year, or is it 34?
I don't know. I'm watching.
Let me see. And then, of course, there's playoffs. Wait, why? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. So
34 games.
Okay. So I'm thinking Messi could maybe score 2 a game. It's like prime Messi could probably.
It's definitely doable because I'm thinking my thought process was like, you look at what Zlatan did. He was 37, I think, when he joined the Galaxy, and he's still in 2 years with the Galaxy, 1.5 years actually, because he joined like mid-season, like early, like not even at the start of the year for the Galaxy, and he scored 50 goals total. So it's definitely possible. Like, you could see Messi, prime Messi would definitely probably go off in MLS.
I wonder if there's like a Reddit. How many goals would Messi score in MLS? Oh boy.
There's probably a legitimate conversation.
Okay, this is on Quora. Okay, that doesn't help. Ooh, okay, here we go. ESPN FC on Twitter. They say, oh, that doesn't help either. It's just a question. If Messi comes to MLS, I would kiss his feet. He would destroy us. That's funny.
I don't like how like Galaxy fans are like a little bit quick to wave the white flag with this, because they think that LAFC is gonna destroy us now. Actually watch it happen first, because who the hell knows? Chicharito tends to go off against LAFC. So I think if you're the Galaxy, you would just need a little more out of Kevin Cabral. You need a little more out of Douglas Costa. Actually, I don't even think Cabral.
Oh wait, Douglas Costa plays in MLS?
Oh yeah, he's on the Galaxy.
That's my boy from like 8 years ago.
Not doing too great, but he's still a big piece of the team, so I would like to see him do better. You need. I don't think. I think Raheem Edwards is definitely a big piece too. He needs to like. I think we're getting a lot out of him right now. He just needs to step it up a little bit more. I think Dejan Joveljic should be in the starting lineup over Kevin Cabral right now, because Joveljic, I feel like in a lot of the Galaxy's wins as of late, Joveljic is the guy being subbed in for Cabral and then making an impact. Like, he either has an assist or a goal late. Cabral is the guy who misses wide open nets. And I wish I was joking.
That's harsh.
And like, we use the designated player spot on him too, so it's like it's got to be better. You need more out of him.
Wow, Messi scored 50 goals in 37 games in 2012. And he never finished worse than third in La Liga. That's actually insane.
All right. Should we move on to tier this?
I think we should, but I also want to gawk at these numbers a little bit more.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. Per 90 minutes, he scored... In 2013, he scored 1.56 goals per 90. Oh, man. He could get to 2 in MLS. If he played He could. I think he would score at least 60 goals in a 34-game MLS season, if not 70.
Okay.
Like
so
prime Messi. Ooh boy. Oh, that's a shame that we did not have expected stats for Messi until 2018.
unfortunate.
Yes. All right.
Okay. So for tier this, we basically decided we want to do. What was your thought process? You said you wanted to do months, like which
Yes,
is
I
the
wanted
best
to
sports
rank
month?
the sports months. So like January sports, February sports, March sports. So whatever's happening in that month, big sporting events. Um, so example, the NFL season is September through December plus a little January. January's playoffs, February's Super Bowl. Baseball goes from April to September plus October, early part of November for playoffs. So my thought process was, let's rank those, because I don't think I've ever seen someone rank the 12 months.
So basically, I went to our favorite website, Tier Maker, and I found the most generic month tier list possible.
That's actually hilarious. It's
so
not
yeah.
even in order. January is out of
Yeah,
order.
January is out of order.
Okay, we can start.
Can
with
I
January
fix that?
and
I might
then
actually be
we'll
able to
in
fix
order.
that. Let me see. Oh, I can. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What is this tier list?
Wait, what is it?
Who
What does
did
it say?
that?
Hold on.
Dude.
This tier list was not prepared for the show. I apologize. I did
Oh
not
my
look
goodness.
closely at this.
Jack just fumbled the bag.
I am gonna get fired.
Yeah, you guys are watching the Sports Desk episode 76. We're about to rank the sports months. If you like the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitter, follow us. If you're on Twitch, subscribe, follow. I don't know what the word is for Twitch.
Follow us on Twitch.
Also, when do you think I could break out Hitman on the uSTADIUM Twitch channel?
Oh boy. Would
Huh?
we even be allowed to stream that is the question. Maybe,
think-
probably.
there's-
It's been
I don't-
streamed on Twitch before. I don't think
I
it
don't
would be
think
too
there's
big of a
anything
deal.
stopping us from doing that.
All
I'm
right.
gonna ask, I haven't seen Frankie in the chat today, but I'm gonna ask Frankie, hey, how do you feel if I just streamed like random video game? Oh boy. All right.
Anyway, now that we
So-
have our fixed tier list,
Okay. so
January.
obviously, this is gonna be everyone's gonna be a little bit different here. So I'm gonna lay out some ground rules for how I'm thinking. So I am gonna say this is a in general. So COVID obviously has affected the last couple seasons, and this year the World Cup is in November, December. So those aren't normal. It's not normal for the NBA Finals or Stanley Cup Finals to be played in July like it was last season, or August like it was played 2 years ago, or later, because the Lakers won the title in October, right?
That was
so-
so weird.
Obviously, those are outliers. So I'm not going to be acknowledging the outliers.
Yeah,
right?
I would not count those entirely. Although the Dodgers did win the World Series in October.
Yes,
so.
the Braves won the World Series in November.
Close enough, I guess.
So, and obviously this is probably going to be different for everyone because it just depends on what sports you like. So January. So sports update here. NFL playoffs, MLB dead zone, NBA slowly heating up, hockey slowly heating up.
See, I always I would probably go B tier because this is the month where like the All-Star game takes place. And for the NHL, I actually do like watching the All-Star game, especially like what they've done as of late.
Yeah, I
I
like
thought the Vegas-
events they have.
Yeah, the skills competition in Vegas was badass.
Yeah.
I really like
I
watching
wish
that.
other sports, NFL looking at you, wish other sports would capitalize. But
But you do have your playoffs this month, and
I
the
think
NFL
that's
playoffs,
the best part of the NFL season. Like I know the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl is one game.
and it's in
it's-
February.
Yeah, it's 4 hours in February. Playoff games. Oh, but the issue with NFL is that it's not an issue with NFL, but even like you think about like September, October, how many of those days are actually NFL days? Because you have Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football. You have 3 days a week that you have to care about the NFL. You can watch the NFL. But I guess the NFL permeates so much of what you and I do that it's almost
We kind of just like
it's a
hold
daily
that.
thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a daily thing for us, and it's like if we're not watching it, we're talking about it. But then, like for me, there's also hockey games going on, so
Basketball as well.
basketball.
I'm kind of wanting to put January in A tier. I think NFL playoffs are elite. Other sports are heating up as well, so you kind of get the best of like all worlds. Baseball, you might get some weird like free agency stuff, but I would say A tier.
Okay, I say B tier, but I can put it in A tier. I'll be nice. Okay, February.
February's tough because you have the Super Bowl, but then you have the next 2 weeks after the Super Bowl that's just dead time for the NFL.
I have NASCAR splash.
Oh,
so there's that.
NASCAR. Wow. Okay. We're probably gonna end up disagreeing here.
Yeah, we'll disagree probably.
I think February is probably more towards the bottom. The Super Bowl helps certainly, but
the Super Bowl helps, and then
baseball's in a lull. Basketball All-Star game. Hockey is like heating up still. College basketball is beginning to heat up. I'd probably go C tier though. B or
I
C?
think C tier. I think B tier maybe for me, just because I like have the little nuance of NASCAR in there. So I personally have a little bit more to look forward to in February. But
you also Winter Olympics years.
Oh, true. That makes me want to put it B tier then.
Yeah, I'm cool with B tier
during an Olympic year. Yeah. March, you got obviously there's March Madness.
I think this is S tier because of March Madness.
I don't even need to say anymore. Also, I think
okay. Let me be devil's advocate here. The problem with March Madness is that it's designed for losers. I think Chart Party by John Boy's made a video about this, but 67 of those stupid teams aren't going to win the title. So it's like, how attached do you want to be to one of those teams? And it's like the NFL that most weeks there's only four times a week that you have to care. So is there only 12 game days for March Madness? So it's the opening round Tuesday, Wednesday. Then you have the first round Thursday, Friday. That's 4 days. Saturday, Sunday for the second round. That's 6. The next week you have the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. That's 4 days in total. So that's 10 now. And then you have the Final Four. You have 12. You watch college basketball for 12 days.
Jeez, it doesn't feel like 12 days.
It feels like so much more than that. You get the NFL Combine. That's fun. Baseball's heating up as well. Baseball spring training. Hockey is heating up. I think March has to go in S tier, even though you only get
F1 starts in March. I should also mention. There you go. That helps.
But you only get 10 college basketball. Well, I guess you get the conference tournaments the first half of the month. Okay, yeah. That's fine. Okay, I think it's S tier. There's so much going on. Even the
that's
NFL
when it really starts to ramp up.
Yeah. So March, okay. I think S tier.
April. I believe April is usually the month where baseball comes back.
Yep, April. Baseball's either back late March, early April. NFL draft, NBA playoffs usually start. NHL playoffs usually start. I think it's probably an A tier month. You get the Masters.
I'd say A tier. Yeah,
I'd go A tier. You get the college basketball championship. I think it's an A tier month. All right.
What's in May?
May, I believe you usually get a golf major. Yes? No, I think it's June. I think June you usually get the US Open. Let's see. May's a bit of a downer because the NFL is starting to slow down.
The draft just happened. You're just kind
of you do have basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs. I think it should go B tier.
There's not a whole lot, but like NHL and NBA playoffs are like usually exciting enough. I say usually because the NBA was not exciting this year. But
no. See, and the problem you run into with like playoffs is that there's so few games. It's like obviously you care about the games, but there's a lot of days in May and June that there's like if you're a basketball fan, there's no NBA Finals games half the days or more than half the days, or like hockey. More than half the days, there's not a game in the last couple weeks. Right. So it's like, so you can care about something kind of like what I said with the NFL, but there's just so few days that actually matter in the course of it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So
So June. So you usually get the NBA Finals. You usually get the Stanley Cup Finals. Baseball's in mid-season, but you're not quite at the All-Star break. Total dead zone in the NFL. You have a major in golf, usually at Wimbledon in June. No. June, July? I'm not 100% sure there.
MLS just had an international break.
June's kind of mid. Soccer's also on break.
June would be C tier in my opinion.
You could argue D tier. I'd probably go C tier.
I think there's a little going on. Like you had a couple
finals, do the Stanley Cup Finals. Those are good, but again, those are more spaced out. July, NFL is beginning to ramp up at the end of the month. NBA is done. Hockey is done. Baseball All-Star Game. Soccer's on break. You get a major. You get the Open. I don't know. July might be D tier.
July might be, yeah.
Because like hockey, like of the big four sports, two of them are out of season. One's just at the All-Star break, and the other is like just starting like training camp. And even then, like the starting training camp, like the Rams report to camp on the 23rd. That means more than 2/3 of July is spent without any like football happening. I think July might be D tier.
July is probably D tier. I think F1 summer shutdown happens at that point too, which is like no race for 3 weeks. So you just kind of sit there and wait. You play the game, but that's about it. So yeah,
I'd probably go D tier there. With all due
respect. August is probably going to go a little bit higher because that's when you have NFL preseason, which is preseason, but still it's football. Yeah. You've got
NBA, NHL is still quiet. MLB is heating up. I think this is like a super exciting month to watch. I can't justify it higher than C tier, but it's higher than July. I think there's more at stake in MLB. The other NFL more at stake, and then the other two main sports like are still kind of there. Also, soccer is back most of the time. At least preseason stuff, early season stuff. So I would put August in C tier.
Okay. August going C tier.
Also, I just had the realization that the background music would make it really difficult to cut this up into clips.
True.
Like I can't, like you can't just like edit. It was like, oh, the music just jumped. Anyways, September. Ooh, September's good.
September's really good because NFL season starts.
MLB about to get the playoffs. You get the crazy division races. Hockey is quiet.
Hockey's preseason. Quiet. Hockey and basketball have their preseasons, I think, in September. Also, Summer League too. No, that's not Summer League.
Summer League is July.
Yeah, that's July. That's oops.
I think you usually get like a major. I want to say U.S. Open tennis and PGA for golf. Could be wrong, but you get some. There's some fun things that happens in September. I would probably put it in B tier.
I'd go B tier. I think what happens is I can't remember if like that's when NASCAR starts like their postseason, but
also soccer's back in full swing outside of MLS.
There we go. October is when MLS starts winding down, but that's like playoffs, MLS Cup, stuff like that.
Baseball playoffs, football, basketball is ramping up, hockey is ramping up.
I think A tier for October.
Yeah, I would go A tier as well. College football back in full swing, September as well. November. So you might get a couple days of the World Series. You get basketball, basketball's back. Usually hockey's back. You get the Thanksgiving festivities. You get crazy college football. You get the conference champion. Right? You get like these crazy upsets in November. I think November might be A tier as well. I think it's one of those that you get enough. You get like a little taste of every sport. Like late October, November, you can get some of those sports equinoxes, which are good.
I remember that there was like an LA one that happened where like 5 teams were playing in the city in one day. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, that was the weirdest
The Rams had a very, very, very weird game against Green Bay.
Was that the one that they fumbled the kickoff?
Yes, that was Ty Montgomery fumbling.
Ravens legend, Ty Montgomery. Get it right.
Sorry.
Okay, I would put November in A tier. I think it's right up there with October.
Sure. December, that one's...
Oh, okay. Also, caveat with June and July, most years aren't World Cup years and most years aren't Olympics years. Obviously, those are exciting. So if you count like every June or every July, then World Cup years and Olympic years would make them higher, I would say. I would move them up each a tier for Olympic years and World Cup years.
Okay.
But that's, the Olympics is you get one or the other every 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
What are we thinking for December? There's
December's
NFL
tough.
season's ramping up. It's in like the final month of the regular season.
Baseball's dead. Basketball, look, frankly,
hockey's ramping up.
Yeah, basketball's frankly dead until Christmas. But you do get Christmas. I think like the Christmas festivities are Boxing Day for the Premier League. I would probably go B tier. Although you do get college football plays a role here.
True.
You get bowl games. You get conference championship games. Also, shout out January for like college football playoff. I would put December in A tier as well. I think you get good NFL. You get great college football. Basketball, you get the peak of the season, at least until the playoffs. Hockey is continuing to ramp up. You get Boxing Day, which tends to be like the peak of the Premier League season. Some of the individual sports are dead. This year it's a World Cup year, but that's not the norm, so that we're not really counting. I'm not really counting that.
I'm just happy we're getting a World Cup.
Yes.
Honestly, and like
also 2026, when we're both still working for uSTADIUM because Frankie hasn't murdered us. World Cup games in the United States.
That's gonna be fun. Oh man, we should. I should have put that on the show today. Maybe we could do like a different, like an evergreen video or something like that, talking about the World Cup sites because there's a ton.
That's a good one. I like that. I like that a lot.
Stadiums and stuff like that.
That was a fun tier list.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the best one we've had in a while because usually they're like logo
it's
on
the
a helmet.
First one we've had in a while.
Logo
to be
on
fair.
a helmet.
We've gone a lot of
logo
just
on a helmet.
Yeah. We've done a lot of episodes before actually doing a tier of this, so that was fun to do one.
That was fun. So we're over the 90-minute mark once again. Any last words, Jack, before we wrap it up?
Screw the Braves. I'm watching the game
right
now. So
did they score?
No, it's 0-0 still. I think Trey Turner just hit into a double play, so they're going.
Trey Turner went nuts yesterday.
He did. He went off. So part 2 of our little feud continues tonight.
Also, the Mets beat the Marlins. Wow. Okay. That's the thing. Max Fried, it's Fried Day. One thing I'm actually worried about with the Braves is their willingness to pay everyone. So, as I've mentioned on the show, Dansby Swanson has been actually Jesus. He also looks like Jesus too. He's been unreal. He should be the starting shortstop. Go Braves. Hammer on, baby. So I think Dansby should be the starting. No, it's not even I think. He should be the starting shortstop for the National League All-Star game. Trey Turner should be the reserve. Not even respectfully, because Swanson's just had the better year. So do you pay Swanson? And then you look around and you haven't paid Riley. You haven't paid Anderson. You haven't paid Fried. Like Morton's like 38. You haven't paid Soroka. You haven't paid Acuna's on probably the greatest contract steal of all time. Man tore an ACL. Ronald Acuna has not played a full season of MLB games since 2019. And he is still probably the most valuable player per dollar of those that have signed a second deal. So like not counting like rookie, right? So like say Jeremy Pena making practically nothing right now is not comparable. Ronald Acuna on a deal that will carry him through the 2027 season is the best deal in baseball because he's already signed it. 2, he's locked into it for a long time. 3, he's not making a whole lot of money. Like the most he's going to make in a season is $17 million, which is a decent chunk of change, but think like their player's going to make twice as much. Max Scherzer's making like 37, 38 a year. Trevor Bauer was making like 38 a year. Lindor has the big $34 million a year contract. Tatis has the Acuna's making half of that in his peak years. So if you're the Braves, I'm thinking you won the World Series. You know this team can win the World Series. Why don't you invest in Swanson and pay the luxury tax? Invest in Swanson, invest in Riley, invest in Anderson, invest in Fried. Like I want to wake up one morning, Fried mega deal, Riley mega deal, Swanson mega deal. Olsen got his money, right? Acuna and Albies are locked up for a long time. Like oh my goodness, Michael Harris, special player. I try not to say that like all the time because he's played 26 MLB games, but what he does for the Braves lineup is, even when he's not hitting, even if he goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, he does so much to help the rest of the lineup just by existing. His ability to influence the game just because he's there is, I don't know how many other players in baseball have like that much of an impact. From like,
it is really good to have a guy who can do that. Like he just by existing on the roster.
Yeah, like he plays center, very good defensive center fielder. That's not the point. The point is he just puts the other outfield spots in place. He is the missing puzzle piece because now, normal day for the Braves, you can play Duvall in left, save Duvall with legs, Acuna in right, and Ozuna DH. So you can have Acuna and Ozuna switch out if you want Acuna to take a half day and play DH, right? You can move Ozuna into left and Duvall into right. That works. But it is so nice to have a competent number 9 hitter. It is so nice to have a awesome defensive center fielder. And not to say Duvall was not an awesome defensive center fielder. And of course, Acuna is a very good defensive center fielder in his own right. So it enables you to have...
Speaking of Acuna, he just hit the ball into his own foot. So that was fun.
Not shocking. You have the Braves in a situation that they have 3 players who honestly should be playing center field. Duvall can play center. Acuna can play center. Harris obviously does play center. So you have... just the range in the outfield is tremendous. And the difference between Ozuna in left and Duvall in left is massive. Ozuna is not an awful defensive player, but he has a terrible arm. But now you have 3+ arms in the outfield. Duvall is a great arm. Acuna is a great arm in right, and Harris is a very good arm in center. And then back to the lineup for a moment. Having that 9-hole hitter that can reliably flip the lineup card and get you from 6, 7, 8 to that top of the order, to Acuna, to Swanson, to Riley, to Olsen. You know, those guys, all of them are slugging above 460 right now. Ironically enough, Acuna is the lowest. He's 460. Olsen's 467. He does lead the majors in doubles. Swanson's 500. Riley's 507. So Harris is getting on base a lot. He's a 345 on base guy. Granted, a lot of that is because he's batting 319.
And Acuna just homered. Or whoever that was at base.
Dansby! Let's go, baby!
I didn't expect you to yell, but there we go.
That is the best shortstop in baseball right there. Not second, not third. He is the best.
Even though Turner went off yesterday.
Dansby Swanson is the best shortstop in baseball right now.
Okay.
Will it be Tatis in a couple weeks? I don't really care. Dansby Swanson is playing at a level that I've never seen him play at. I watched a lot of Dansby. Dansby hit a couple World Series homers. He was king of the clutch. He had the game-tying home run in Game 4. The game-tying, was it Game 4? Or was it Game 3? Shoot, I'm blanking. I want to say it was Game 4. So he has the massive home run in Game 4. Then he hits a ding-dong Game 6. Dansby, oh my goodness. Pay Dansby Swanson. Just pay him. Look, even if he's not this hot at the plate moving forward, he's great defensively. He runs the bases well. I don't know what's not to like with Dansby. He's a local kid too. He grew up a Braves fan. He went to Vandy, which is in Tennessee. He's local. I think you paid.
I think we should end the show before you keep going off because.
Oh my goodness.
Bottom line, you were
okay. Let me finish the Michael Harris point. So with Michael Harris, he's a left-handed bat in a right-handed heavy lineup. In a perfect world for the Braves, they have 6 right-handed hitters. Ozzie, who bats switch, and 2 left-handed hitters, Harris and Olsen. When you have that extra left-handed bat and you plug him in where you do, you force teams to almost have to pitch to a left-handed batter. So you can't just bring in a righty and go righty, righty, righty. If you're in that part of the order or in for the part of the order with Olsen, you have to factor in, hey, one of these guys bats left-handed and will murder right-handed pitching, although Olsen kills left-handed pitching anyway. So, and I think Michael Harris can be a very good hitter against left-handed pitching. But what Harris does with his speed as well, that he's a threat on the base paths, and he has taken 88% of extra bases this season. So the league average is 42%. So far, 88% of the time that Harris can take 2 bases on a single or 3 bases on a double, he gets her done. And especially in a lineup that doesn't have a full speed Acuna, he's like 70th percentile sprint speed. Usually he's in the 90th percentile. So in a lineup that doesn't have a full strength Acuna, that's valuable that you get him on first, and then Acuna can move him over. Like a single moves him to third, right? A double scores him. And of course, if it's a homer, then it doesn't matter. But I think it's a very exciting time for Braves fans. I think they have this month has been perhaps the most exciting month I can remember. Last August was fun. Obviously the World Series month, or October, early November last year was fun. But this is just everything's going right for the Braves, and it's fun to see them play up to their potential. And the funny part is they have an extra gear. Ronald Acuna is not playing like an MVP right now. He's fine. He's like a 129 OPS plus guy, but he's not slugging like you expect because it's just not like the balls aren't dropping. Doubles in years past aren't dropping. He had the line out to Bellinger last night that most of the time that's dropping for a double, but Cody Bellinger's in the outfield. So with that said, my voice is about to die. Jack, any final words?
Yeah, I think you killed it by screaming Dansby into the mic.
Ding dong.
I'm just gonna say it's bottom third. This game's far from over. So
you're not wrong.
And we did win last night, so
you are not wrong.
We'll
but
see where
guess who won Game 6 of the National Championship Series?
But guess who won Game 7 of the 2020 NLCS? So
the Mickey Mouse Dodgers
still counts.
With that said,
very much counts.
Chop on, keep moving forward, boys and girls. And that'll be a wrap. And remember,
you're not going to do our usual outro?
Remember Super Bowl champion Aaron Donald.
Well, no, like the thank you for watching, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Muchas gracias for watching the Sports Desk. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that notification bell, that Le'Veon bell. Also, ring that bell so it's like you get notified when we go live. And I'm going to try this thing called posting content. Revolutionary idea, I know. I've been talking to Alex, one of our co-workers. I have some fun stuff coming up. With that said, remember,
Super Bowl champion Aaron Donald.
7-time NFL All-Pro Aaron Donald.
Trains with knives. We'll see you hopefully next Wednesday.
Yes.